Alrighty. Took me slightly longer than I thought I would, but we are raring to go. In the meantime, off stream, more of the same in terms of clearing the map, that sort of thing. Only sort of notable things were is that I crafted the where is it? School of the Cat gear. I had the schematics, so I replaced my Griffin gear with School of the Cat gear. Not for any other reason other than I like making the sets just because, and this is level 17 versus the level 11 Griffin set. The other thing is, there were 2 deaths off screen. I've had 3 now off screen. They were both BS. But very briefly, the first one was it here? No, it was a different hag. Where was she? I can't remember. It was a bilge hag, and I had full health, and I got 2 shots. So not technically 2 hits, but the same animation. So that killed me. And what was the other one? I got 1 shot. Who the hell one-shot me? It wasn't a hag. It'll come back to me. But yeah, I had full health, and I got killed in 1 hit. So I thought both of those things were ridiculous, but yeah. All my deaths off screen have been through really like goofy things that I don't think the game intends to have happen. You know, my health could be higher, I suppose, but R2 for player stats. Oops, that's not R2. What am I doing? There we go. So you look at the vitality. 5200 HP. I just got a little extra because I went up to level 18, but the game, even on Deathmarch, for things that are around your level, or it was an elemental. That's right, it was an elemental. One tap me, full health. So the elemental was level 19, I was level 17, and the bilge hag was level 15. There's no way, especially with the bilge hag, it's intended to one tap you like that. No way at all. Sorry, I just need to equip the mask. Hey, Christian. I was just complaining about some off-screen deaths. Why do I have 2 of these fuckers? I must have bought one right at the start of the game. Oh, it's empty. There we go. Nice. Yeah, I was doing some just sort of general map clearing and discovery and all that nonsense. And just to quickly repeat it, I died twice. The first time, I can't remember if it was this bilge hag, but it was a bilge hag. I got full health, I got double tapped. So it's technically 2 attacks with the same animation. Killed me right off. And the other one was up here by an elemental who one-shot me. 1 hit, dead. And I was just saying, you know, in a way I'm sad those weren't on screen, but clearly neither of those things is intended in the game. Not when you're this high level anyway. You should not be getting killed in a single animation when you have full health. It's really quite bizarre. Not the end of the world, other than the loading time, but yeah. So, other than that, you know, off-screen stuff was just uneventful stuff. I wasn't doing a whole lot of leveling, although I did level up.
You get everything?
I already asked her that.
Everything's ready. We can go.
Just a shame you didn't dress up like I asked.
Really expected me to show up.
Oh shit! I forgot to put the outfit on.
My trousers.
You'd even look great wearing a bustle.
Dad, I want to know what that is. For now, you'll just have to survive.
I forgot to
well then.
Change into my fancy outfit for. Yeah, that is the one downside of streaming on the PS4 is there's no camera. In fact, so when I was streaming Cyberpunk, I did have the webcam on, but Oh fuck! Sorry, I unmuted my stream. I didn't have the webcam on the whole time. I probably should have, but you know, I just didn't wind up doing that. But the first time I had the camera off is when I actually fell out of my chair, and I felt bad. No one got to see that. I was leaning back on it, and just boom, went right over.
My lord, lady, we're Lady Ingrid Vegelbud's guests.
Your invitation, please. All's in order. You'll find Lady Vegelbud in the estate's yard. Look for the parrot mask. One more thing. Leave your swords here, please.
As long as I can keep my bombs. I'm going to try to get them in.
Must be some mistake. You know why we're here, don't you?
Of course. But I've orders to make certain every guest enters the estate unarmed.
Damn it.
A pleasant evening to you both.
But yeah, no,
It's beautiful here.
in a way I wasn't surprised.
City in ages.
Because I've had scenarios like that in the game previously, but yeah, you are just kind of shocked. Because I mean, the whole reason I do stuff off stream is because it's not story related. It's just sort of busy work, so I don't expect to die. Hey, buddy.
Is that any way to treat an old mate? Refuse to acknowledge him?
There's been a mistake. I don't know you, sir.
Don't be foolish, Vivian. I'd recognize that mane anywhere. You might play the Great Dame now, but before that Baron Edward something pulled you from the gutter, you were a common.
Enough. The lady said she doesn't know you.
Who's this? The new one? Older than the last, it seems. A decrepit, moss-covered prick. So, the less they can, the more they pay. Is that it?
Let's go, Triss. Wouldn't want to make a scene.
Vivian! Hey! Oh, I liked you much better when you worked the carriages outside the passive floor.
Yeah, well, I do think it's
What a jackass.
I think it's an actual mistake. Like I'm positive the game is not designed to do that. Like at early levels when you're fragile, you sort of expect it, but when I died, I was level 17. So to get whapped by things around my level like that, clearly that's not the design. Even for Deathmarch, you know, there's normally you can take 2 or maybe 3 hits if you're at level from things. So yeah, it's definitely weird. I forget how many people I don't think there's a whole lot of conversations here. Yeah. I don't think so, anyway. There's not even a whole lot to find in the estate. Not until you're, like, through. Oh, right, this guy.
Moritz, what are you doing here?
Little Miss Marigold. Well, well. And I was led to believe this would be an elegant affair.
Yes, I missed you too. But can we put that aside for now? Do you have a way out of Novigrad? You can join us if you want.
Join you? And just who would I join?
Your friends, among others. Once we've all gathered, I'll lead you.
You will lead. Forgive me, Marigold, but that is like allowing myself to be led by a lame duck. Farewell.
It's a happy camper, that one. I was going to say, you know, in a game like Last of Us, where you're playing, you know, a normal human, it's okay that there are guns that'll, if not one-shot you, almost one-shot you. But here, where you're an enhanced individual, it makes a little less sense. I'm going to ask who it was.
Who is that?
He's an old friend. His name's Moritz Diefenfeld. Tell you the story later.
Yeah, I was curious what my overall death count would be in the game. Is that inside or is that outside? It's inside. Oh, as I fall off the stair. Did you climb up, Carol? Thank you. There we go. Once you go through these doors, I believe you can't go back out. I could be wrong, but I believe that's right. I gotta check. I don't know, it's a lie. No, this is just the Gwent table, right? At least I think it is.
No one here.
Then I shall return.
Greetings. Do we know each other? Stay away.
Why is there an exclamation point if none of these people want to talk? Oh, there we go.
Gregor, have you seen Durgoff just moments ago? Oh, apologies, I mistook you for my friend, sir. He wears a similar mask.
General Voris.
Geralt of Rivia, so I was not entirely mistaken.
Pleasure, as always. This is...
A beautiful and mysterious lady. Let us leave the formalities to the event's end, when all will remove their masks. More fun that way, wouldn't you agree?
I would, sir.
And now I must beg your pardon. I really must find Durgoff, and quickly. A lovely evening to you both.
Is it in case of the first one brings? Oh,
What is this? Oh, there we go.
Ah, another challenger. Please join us.
Let's see, okay. I was pretty sure it was Gwent.
Place at the table. It's rather unlikely.
I know a lot of people who love it. I
What
just
happened
don't
to him?
care.
Some good men took him aside to prevent him from hurting himself. So, shall we play? First, you shall face Margrave Vladimir de Crane. The man can afford to lose, so he's likely to be reckless.
Yeah, well, the designing difficulties is... It's a real skill. Excuse me, and a lot of games don't do it very well. I was mentioning before that for CDPR, at least my experience with this game, and I'm guessing, and I'm guessing it's the same for Cyberpunk, although I technically don't know that for sure yet. The curve is actually highest early on in the game. Early on is when you're punished the most. But after you hit a certain point, the curve just goes away and you're just able to wreck everything again. I'm not quite there yet. Another couple levels I think I'll probably be there, where I just don't need to worry about the difficulty much anymore. But it is weird. And I mean, I'm much more comfortable now than I was at the start of the game. The start of the game, you're really fragile. Last of Us doesn't quite work that way because Last of Us is so much equipment based
Yes, it's me.
and upgrade
The
based.
trout buyer?
Oh, yes, of course. Please excuse the precautions, but perhaps we could speak somewhere in private.
Like I've always said, the hardest part of The Last of Us on Grounded is winter, which is weird because it's the third last
Thank
chapter.
you for agreeing to help. My valet warned me you might come with a friend. I'd prefer as few as possible knew of Albert's flight. But if you trust this man...
Like no one else.
You know, and winter is hard as Ellie specifically. As Joel, the hardest chapter is... Let's see... I think it's Pittsburgh. It's quite early on. I'm trying to think of this... Where's it? Billstown? One of those two, though. It's very early on for Joel. But overall in the game, it's winter as Ellie.
Any sign of the hunters recently?
Since they attacked my servant at the market, none. All has been quiet. But I bribed a man of the Temple Guard. He claims there's more and more talk of Albert in the ranks.
How did the guardsmen learn about your son's interests to begin with?
Unfortunately, I cannot be sure Albert himself was not the source. Merely boasting about an experiment. He's careless that way. Like his father. A kind man, but a dimwit. Devoured by an Arrakis. I don't know if you've heard.
Yeah. Must have traveled far and wide.
Hardly. He attempted to breed them. Perhaps I should be pleased Albert adopted alchemy as his hobby. A safe one, relatively speaking. Until recently, that is.
Let's get Albert. Where is he?
Entertaining the guests. He's always been an outsized presence at my receptions. I preferred not to arouse any suspicions.
When can we take him away?
We shall have to wait until the guests have imbibed enough to notice only the goblet-laden trays. Don't fret. It won't be long.
You are 100% right, Christian. Linear games are much easier to master. You can plan for the levels, you can learn the levels. It's a lot easier to do. In games like this, because how you arrive at various situations can be different and your builds can be so different, yeah, it's not the same thing at all.
Is your son ready to go? We'll have to act quickly.
Yes, I've seen to everything. Where will you take him?
You're better off not knowing any details. He'll be safe, I promise. But please, trust me. It's not the first time I've done this.
I know. Thank you.
Like, I think anyone can beat Last of Us on Grounded. Anyone can. Like, you don't need to be good at games. You can do it. This game, I think, you need at least some idea of how to play a style and learn how to play the style. I don't think you could YOLO through it. I mean, if you're a good video game player, obviously you could, but I'm saying for Joe Casual, I don't think you could. I think Joe Casual could get through The Last of Us on Grounded.
How will we recognize him?
He's donned a panther mask. He knew you were due to come for him. Seemed rather excited, ironically. I'm afraid he's not fully comprehended the danger he faces. As I said, he's not terribly bright.
Don't worry about that. He'll fit right in with a good number of the other mages.
Geralt! Let's go find him.
I shall await word from you.
Like in this game, let's say you paid no attention to what you were doing, and just sort of like spammed the sword against your enemies. You would just die on Deathmarch. You can't do that. Last of Us, I'm not saying you can't spam guns, but learning the levels, you don't need to be particularly smart. You just have to understand how they work. I say I heard Dijkstra, but that's actually just the same voice actor. It's a great place to load up on food if you need it for some reason. I don't specifically need it, but grab a little bit at least. Ooh. I think I already have that. Alright, what the fuck does it look? Oh, a panther mask, that's right. I don't think there's anyone in a panther mask here. Where the hell's Dijkstra? Oh, he's over by the buffet, if I remember right. Yep.
No more. I couldn't possibly take another bite. How dare you?
I like Dijkstra. It's too bad the way the game's set up. You can't sort of... You can't really ally with him, not in the way I would want to.
A second chance? Good one. Cemeteries are full of men who thought old Joel would give them a second chance.
Joel. What if that's a Last of Us reference? I bet it is.
Geralt! Damn it all. How do you recognize me?
Your voice, unmistakable.
Oh yes, those famous witcher senses. Finally getting some use out of them. And who's this creature with you? May I be introduced?
Hey, Reuven.
It can't be! Is that the lovely warble of my favourite accomplice? Well, we've jested and laughed, but I've a sense you're in a hurry.
Really?
You know, Geralt, somehow I dislike running into you at parties. My bones start to ache, as if bad weather were approaching.
I like all the members of the Big Four. Among the gangsters, Dijkstra, Bedlam, Cleaver. I mean, Whoreson's terrible, but he's interesting. And I always felt like I wanted a little more time with them. But then again, the game is not really like a city caper, so.
Apparently, they have this contraption.
Alright, it's the stupid Quim players again. I know where he is, obviously.
And then a colossal boom.
My words are kicking out. It's another night without war.
Nothing. I leapt out of the way in time naturally, and it really sinned. Yes.
Nice mask.
Rawr.
Albert Vegelbud?
No. I'm a Black Panther.
Oh my!
Your mom sent us, Mr. Panther.
Oh, so you are.
He sobered up quick.
Yes. When can we leave the estate?
Well, Mama said it would be best to wait until everyone's drunk. Besides, there'll be fireworks later, a jolly good distraction. Once they've begun, I shall slip away, saunter into the garden. We'll meet in the hedge maze.
Be waiting for you there.
Very well. But first, you absolutely must try the Fiorano Rosé. Absolutely.
So I'm glad.
Albert hasn't forgotten
he's talking.
this whole get-together.
Wanna wait in the garden? I saw a nice spot there earlier.
I was gonna say, it's nice that they actually gave Triss a different outfit here. I thought it was too bad that Kira, when she supposedly gets all dolled up, just gets the things on her arm there, and that was it.
This might sound modest, but our hunting hounds are simply the best.
They do seem fierce.
Oh, she's following me. That's cool. Yeah, no, I assume that it's for budget reasons. You know, every quest has a budget, so undoubtedly there wasn't enough money to give Kira a completely new outfit, whereas there was for Triss, because Triss is a more important character. Where'd she go? Did they teleport her in front of me? The heck? Huh.
Care to sit down for a spell?
Yeah, she's invisible. That's funny. She'll appear when I sit down, though.
Relieved to get that mask off, if only for a little. Great view from here, and there's even wine. It's been so long since I've been to a feast, ball, or reception. Amazingly pleasant change from the sewers of Novigrad.
So, does this mean it's a good time to ask you about?
Yes?
About that mage we met earlier?
Oh, Moritz. What do you want to know?
How'd you meet?
Geralt, all mages know each other. Some are well over a century old. That's plenty of time to make acquaintances.
In that case, when did you meet him?
At a feast, long ago. He walked up and just blatantly offered to teleport us somewhere quieter.
Yeah, every mission will get its own budget. So if you're wondering, like, let's say you do like a little small quest in an open world, and you're like, oh, that was cool, I wish there was more. Oftentimes there isn't more just because they didn't have the money for it. It's all allocated. I didn't know this either until I was paying attention to interviews and stuff related to Cyberpunk. But yeah, apparently it's very common for all big games like this to allocate budget to different quests. And so when it seems like, you know, some quests are really there's not much there, it's like, okay, well, clearly they weren't given a lot to put that together. Whereas if you have things like outfit changes and all sorts of other stuff, you're like, okay, well, this was a quest. The designers are like, yeah, we're spending the money on that. Oh, by the way, you know, we were joking about that dude who was trying to get a follow out of me. I did look at his channel after the stream, and I could see why he was looking. He's under 30 followers, so I'm sure that's. I guess his whole thing is, I'll trade a follow for a follow. I've just never seen that on Twitch. I've seen it on social media, but that's it.
Seems just like the type.
Oh, really? At the time, to me, he seemed sweet. He actually pursued me for a while afterwards.
Got the impression he doesn't exactly like you.
I just think he'd love to have me as his charge, rather than his leader.
See, but you're the one organizing the mage's escape from Novigrad.
Sometimes I have no idea how I actually managed to bring them all together.
That bottom end. That is such a. I'm always nice though.
You're a charismatic leader. Simple as
You really think so?
Absolutely. Next thing you know, they'll be calling you Iron Marigold. Could even wear an eye patch and it'd look right.
For a moment there, I thought you were being sincere.
Of course I'm being sincere. Look at me. Didn't blush a bit. Someone's coming.
Is it Albert?
No, just some lost guest. Shh.
Must be looking for his beloved. Like in that elven tale about the frog and the lark. Inchu, inchu, biag broga. Inch by inch, little frog.
Shh, let's go.
Oh. I sure hope the other guests don't get drunk as quickly as I did.
Sooner we get out of here, the better.
Oh, no. I plan to have a good look at this famous maze of theirs first. I hear the statues there are completely, entirely...
Entirely what?
Nude.
Oh, have you, Christian?
Come on, Geralt.
I've just never had that before.
Coming?
I mean, well, it's certainly, I think it's an odd thing to do. I suppose, for people trying to make some sort of exchange, what else do you have to offer? I'm going the wrong damn way.
Geralt, coming?
It helps to look at the mini-map.
Yes, yes. Well, soon return.
Geralt, coming?
I just did that to get that reaction. That's funny.
Careful.
Well, obviously. Video game kisses look so silly.
Miss Marigold, at last! So sorry we are forced to meet under such incredibly inopportune circumstances.
You can say that again.
But I'm sure we'll make up for it another time. I absolutely must show you my alchemical formulae.
Anyone follow you?
I don't believe so.
Just in case, you two switch masks. We'll go first. Geralt
Getting a
will
weird
follow
sound
right
glitch.
Saddled horses await in the stables.
Good. Meet you there.
I was gonna say too, I think that pitch, follow for a follow, is kind of... Followers doesn't really mean anything. You need viewers, not followers. I mean, obviously you want your followers to be viewers, but I don't think you're really going to get too far doing that. Alright. I still hear the sound glitch.
Albert!
Hang on, let me just save my progress here. No, exactly. That's it exactly. What's the point of followers who never engage with your content, right?
Albert! There you are, my love. Here you are. So, about this private showing.
Under any other circumstances, I'd give you the full Monty.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Oh, here we go.
Albert Vegelbud.
Please, step away, miss.
Nobility's not towards young Count. Try anything, and you will get bruised.
Forget, is this just a fist fight? Oh, okay, I can't. See if I remember the fist fighting. Wow, that did no damage at all. Not a big fan of the fist fighting in the game. Especially since I can't heal. Ow. Like I'm boxing a corner, which is really bad. Oh, I can roll. Okay. I don't know why I can't heal. Seems kind of stupid to me, but... I'm also a little worried about how the game reacts when there's, yeah, like that. Two at once is such a pain in the ass. You do so little damage. It's gonna take me like 500 years since I can't heal for some reason. Wait, can I take... I probably can't. I don't know what happens if you lose this fight, though. Do you get a game over screen? Oh, I can still cast signs? Oh my god, okay. That helps. Not being able to heal is a giant pain in the ass. But I can use signs and kill these guys. One down. These guys forgot I existed. I don't think so. I shouldn't be able to do this. I'm gaming the system. But I really don't like the boxing. One more to go. There we go. Fuck you, game. Let me heal next time. Ooh, stuff. Yep, fuck me. Where am I going? No, not that way. Trying to follow the stupid dotted lines, but getting a little turned around. Swimming I'm okay with, though, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not great, but you're not under a whole lot of stress other than running out of breath. And there are ways around that. Like, you can get a... oh, won't let me look now, but you can get the killer whale potion that doubles your breath. Like, so it's a solvable problem. But the boxing is just, you know, dodge, punch. You can roll, but rolling doesn't help you that much. And you do almost no damage at all, and they do a ton of damage. It's really annoying. And you can't access anything. And it's so artificial to me. It's like, why wouldn't Geralt be able to do things he's normally able to do? And occasionally the game, the designers forget to stop you from doing that. But you're not supposed to be able to. And I don't like how artificial that is. It's one thing if you're doing a boxing match, then sure. But yeah, I'm just not a big fan. I don't think they improved it in Cyberpunk either.
Oh, I've begun to worry.
Ran into some trouble.
Hunters? Will they come here?
No, we've got some time. But please send someone to the garden. Needs a little tidying.
I shall see to it. And you must hurry.
Everything set?
Yes. Got your swords back from the guard. And Ingrid gave me the coin. It's more than I expected. Stunningly more, frankly.
Good to be rich.
Glad I could help you collect it. You'll find a good use for it?
It's not really what I thought I was going to say.
Probable even that we can get all the mages out of Novigrad. You know where to find me if you want to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
What happened at the fountain? It was my fault. I know. The wine went straight to my head. I'm sorry.
Triss, don't apologize.
Miss Marigold.
We need to go.
I didn't realize he was going to be that negative.
Be careful.
Whether that affects anything or not, I'm not sure. We'll see. Still won't let me heal. Ow, well. Oh, that's the Gwent. That's the Gwent quest failing. Which is fine. I hate failing quests, but I don't want to play Gwent, so... yeah, it's just that. Wait, was life or death? Alright, I have to meet her anyway. Where the fuck should go? There she is. Alright. I get a lot of XP for that. Although I am kind of over level for it, so... Not saying it's totally unexpected. Alright. Where are we headed? There we go. Yeah, I have a... There's part of another quest that she's attached to. I don't know if the game's going to let me do it or not, because this quest eventually takes her away, so we'll have to see. Yeah, I for the most part, I would say this game's pretty good at it. But every once in a while, you say something you think is, going to go one way and it goes the other. I have some sympathy for them because they're giving you abbreviations for fuller context, but it is a little annoying. Well, it's mostly annoying if there's no way to be like, oh wait, that's not what I meant, can I go back? And no game has ever done that I'm aware of, where you can be like, oops, that's not the dialogue choice I wanted.
Triss's house. Not good.
Maybe he lied. He lied when I cut off his... Got my arm.
What's going on here?
Fungus in the city. We're scrubbing it clean.
Why are you wincing that mug like he stepped barefoot and done?
Do I have my swords back? I do, okay.
Mind your manners.
Mind though? Be glad we didn't smash your snout, mutt.
Wait, grab him. I'll teach him.
It's amazing how few of these people are as afraid of the Witcher as they should be. Carol? Oh, that's actually not the bomb. I thought I had it. And you're dead. The thing I'm always worried about fighting in the streets is attracting city guard attention. And you have to run all over the damn place. Alright. Before we go in there, meditate and save. Never know when you need your bombs. Save. There we go. Cutscene, I think? Maybe not?
Everyone saw it. They came from me and for you.
Yeah, cutscene.
Are you daft? Want to get us killed?
What's the problem?
What? Slaughters a hunter at our doorstep and then asks what the problem is. Ploughing mutant.
We can hide the corpse.
The whole street saw what happened. The guardsmen will come. Turn us in.
Calm down. We've put you at risk, true, but we'll make it up to you.
Give us a necklace and get out of here.
Stop. I'll take it off myself.
Get out! Now!
But I have to talk to her.
Sorry. Didn't know if you wanted me to interfere.
I didn't. Their behavior, disgusting, I know. But they deserved the necklace.
Look at the branch.
They risked a lot just by sheltering me.
This is why love scenes of video games look so silly. Clipping problems. They just can't, get away from them.
I was worried about you. City's crawling with hunters.
I know. We had everything in place. We were ready to sail. But the hunters moved faster. They locked all the gates, placed guards at every corner, all in one night. Then they started searching the city, street by street, house by house. They stop anyone who seems even slightly suspicious. Mostly it's common folk with rabbit's foot charms or lucky horseshoes. But sometimes they get it right. Arrest actual mages.
Oh, what a thing to say.
How can I help?
Everything's falling apart. I don't know where to start. I should get all the mages to the docks as soon as possible. Get them on board this ship. But Bertold and Anise have yet to show up at the meeting point.
Bertold and Anise. Who are they?
A young couple. He's an alchemist. Had a practice in Gildorf. She studied at Aretusa. I'm worried the people who hit them might have turned them in. See? My hosts weren't all bad.
Won't be easy getting to the port. Lots of guardsmen in the streets.
So we won't take the streets. In case of trouble, we were all to meet at the Kingfisher. There's a passage into the sewers from the cellar, and apparently those can get you all the way to the docks.
I know the Novigrad sewers. Won't run into any hunters there, but that doesn't mean it'll be safe.
That's why I'm asking you. I need you to find the way to the docks, clear the path for the others, and do it quickly. The hunters could figure out our plan any minute. Now you understand my predicament?
Mm-hmm. Help two and put all the others at risk. Or go straight to the Kingfisher, abandon the two to certain death.
What do I do, Geralt?
What do we do? As I go through the wiki. Let's see. Yeah, I want to try to save them.
We should help Anise and Bertold.
I don't actually really remember what happens if you do that.
Fine. But then we need to go now. Clock's ticking.
Lead the way.
Definitely felt like there were more choices to make
Not far. In the bits.
in this game versus Cyberpunk. I still need to frickin' talk to her. I don't know when I'll get the chance to do that, though. It might be impossible while the quest is going on.
Well.
Yeah, it won't let me.
Well.
Well.
Well. A patrol. We can't let them see us.
Nothing hurts as much as life.
I've been cranky since morning.
Alright, we'll wait out the patrol, Triss. Have we waited long enough? Alright then. She's definitely more cautious than I am. Kitty doesn't like me.
This is them, just as I said. Plowing sorcerer in his hall. She's into the witchcraft too.
Something's going.
It's hard to save them, as I recall.
Take him!
No, I beg you. We've done nothing wrong.
Right. Hear that, several Marigold. Under Witcher.
Land on 2 players.
Good thing bombs are good.
You alright? Can you walk?
Yes.
I'll not leave here. I'm no fool.
Bertold.
Have you seen what's happening out there? They'll catch us before we can reach the port. Catch us and kill us.
We'll do the optional first.
I can't guarantee you'll be safe if you come with us, but if you stay here, you will definitely die.
He's right.
We'll hide somewhere. Wait it out.
Darling, I beg you.
Shut up! I told you last winter we should leave,
Should
but
I
no,
use
that didn't
the...
suit
I hope it gives me the
you.
option to
Here's
use
your
it again.
comeuppance.
There we go.
We're going now.
Going.
Thanks. I love that power. That's why I think you should always invest in it. Alright, guys, I was stealing all your shit. Can you please get out of my way? My controller. You're gonna have to replace. There we go. This one's nice and fresh. So we should be good to go. Let's see if the game will let me loot now. There's not a whole lot of exciting things in here, admittedly. Oh. And by not a whole lot, other than the food, it's nothing particularly useful. Just more shit to sell. I don't know what we really need money for outside of crafting Witcher gear, but one never knows. Yeah.
Yes.
Well.
Stop. Hear it?
I hear it.
There, two more. Grab them.
Have you checked the sewers beneath the Kingfisher?
No. Didn't think we'd have to take that route. I think a year ago, guardsmen bowed
All
to
right.
wages they asked him.
Well, I
Now
forgot.
we-
I can't kill those guys, but they can kill me.
You could stay. You'd manage it somehow.
They're
The others
glitched.
will never make it without me.
I forgot. I thought that fight was part of this quest, and it's just a glitched fight. Just never gets resolved. What happened to your husband, lady? Oh, whatever. I assume he'll just teleport to us once we arrive.
Well?
Well?
No. Oh, fuck. Don't write email.
I think we lost Denise as well. It's funny. I do need to meditate, though. I've used a lot of my bombs. Not all of them, but...
No guardsmen or hunters in sight. Everything seems in order.
Or we're too late. Damn it! They're here already.
Okay, lack of bombs is gonna suck.
You're dead. You're gone.
Geralt. Oh. Oh, you're an archer.
Damn it. We took too long.
Too long? We set out to rescue two people.
Yes. And lost one.
Yeah, that's a trade-off you make. Oh, so I can't show you now. I'll show you after this dialogue is done. But the way to get around the healing issue, there's an ability you take, and you just never need to worry about it. I'll show you in a second.
Good thing we got here before they found the hatch. Grabbed the others.
This is not about numbers, Geralt. This is no time to mourn. Come with me.
Well, I'll show you when the game lets. Oh, here we go. Okay. So, what you want to do is you take Gourmet, and there all your healing problems are over. Essentially what it means is you take any food, and its vitality regen will last for 20 real minutes. It just gets rid of all the fear. So what you can die from once you have that is just massive damage. But if you're able to maneuver and you're not going to get one shot, usually you're fine. Now, I'd forgotten what it was called. I just wasn't paying enough attention when I started playing this. So I actually didn't get gourmet for quite a while, and it would have helped me out. Instead, I took, and you shouldn't take this, I took this one, Sun and Stars. So during daylight, you regen when not in combat, but it's only when not in combat, so it's not that useful. And I would definitely get rid of it now if I could. Is there anything else in here? I don't think so. Well, let me meditate though. I do kind of want my bombs back. But yeah, that's your health solution for Deathmarch. Oh, and I should save my progress too. There we go. So that was the price. This guy dies if you save the other two. I knew something happened, but I couldn't remember what.
This way, Geralt.
I think I already looted this place. Yeah, I did. Come on. There you go. Yeah, Gourmet is so strong, some people are like, oh, you know, you really want to play Deathmarch for real, you can't take it. I understand where they're coming from, but I don't feel that hesitation.
Triss, what happened upstairs? Is everything all right?
No, everything's not all right. Geralt, wait a minute. I need to see who made it.
By the tears, my dear lady. You shouldn't worry yourself. It tarnishes your beauty.
Guess you must have worried quite a bit.
No, I was born ugly.
You fleeing to Kavir too?
No, but I am helping the others set off. You know me. Bleeding heart.
It only start bleeding now? They've been burning mages for months around here.
But only since recently on this scale. Besides, I look forward to having friends in Kavir, especially among King Tancred's entourage.
Triss is about to speak.
We'll talk later.
We've waited long to escape. Till we could make sure Kavir will take us. Till we could acquire enough coin to hire a ship. Till we could find a captain we could trust. We've waited too long. There's no more time for hesitation. We must leave Novigrad today.
This is madness. Hunters stand on every corner.
So we'll get to the port through the sewers. Geralt will clear a safe path for us.
They'll catch us anyway. You'll see. They'll catch us and kill us.
Perhaps. In which case we'll die with dignity. Weapons in hand. Not tied to a stake, begging for mercy.
If the need arises, I'll defend you.
You can also count on my help.
Yes. The help of a Redanian spy. Radovic's right-hand man.
That was long ago, sir.
You raised that madman. You taught him to kill. You...
This is no time to settle past scores. End of discussion.
Gonna enter the sewers now. I'll signal when the path's clear. You follow my trail, and don't stray from it, no matter what.
I will go with Geralt. You, Dijkstra, go to the port and see that everything's in order with the ship.
On my way.
We'll meet there. I hope.
Triss, really want to go with me? No offense, but...
Offense taken. Stop talking and lead the way.
But I need to talk to you, damn it.
I swear it. I'll drop magic for good. If I could only bloody get
yeah, no, I agree with you, Christian, that... Because the alternative is, if you're not going to take that, is you just go through a ton of food. And the game provides you with a ton of food, but it's just sort of annoying. It does answer the question of why there's so much goddamn food in the game, though. It's for people who don't take gourmet. Oh, for the love of God.
Ah, yes. Good day.
Oh, guys, I'm trying to loot. You're all kind of in the way. She just doesn't want to get out of my way. Nope, not gonna happen. Alright.
Well, well.
I'm trying to remember if there's some conversations you can have here.
Fool woman.
Something the matter?
Don't you understand? They burn us for those gods. It's religion makes them do it.
Burn us out of hatred and fear. The holy fires but
I don't think I'm going to be able to talk to Triss. That's certainly my feeling. It's locked off. But
Master Witcher.
Have you heard about Volker's bed? It's a bench with rollers.
Can I help you in any way?
don't need luck.
Good sir.
Famed white wolf.
Please leave
I
me
bow before
alone.
you.
Ugh. Ooh, nice. Alright, let's, Alright.
Thanks for helping.
No need to thank me, really.
No, there is. You don't know how much it means. To have someone you can rely on in this fucking city.
It's
I wonder if there's poison down here or not.
Soon. Soon.
Drowners.
Come on.
The nice thing is, Triss's attacks draw them in. So even though she doesn't do a whole lot of damage, just watch them burn. Actually didn't get that guy very well. Thought it was a more effective throw. Look how helpful I am. Hi, buddy. And the other one dropped. Yeah. Out of my way. Ingredients are needed. Alright. So I do think she actually, even though she doesn't do much damage, it's the same with Kira Metz. He's actually quite useful in drawing aggro and stunning them. Not a great throw, all things considered. I'm being conservative with my bombs. I don't actually know if I have to be. Probably not. There you go. Let's not forget the wall I just walked by. Don't know what's in here. Probably just a chest. Yep. What if the game will let me meditate? It might. Ooh, wow, that's way better than I was expecting. Like, way, way better. Alright. Will it let me do it? It will. Nice. What the hell is this way? Ooh.
A library?
What the hell? I could have swore this is an area you're supposed to go to with Triss for a different quest. And I say for a different quest because she hasn't followed me into it. I don't know what quest it's supposed to be for, though. Regardless. Just take all the things we can take here. So many books. Oh, I'm sorry. Too busy smashing walls.
Triss, found an exit.
Oh, she was supposed to follow me?
Poems. Jacob of Varaz's Chronicles.
Oh, I see. She was supposed to follow me, but she didn't.
Rare first editions only.
We'll come back for them later.
No, we won't. I leave Novigrad today, remember?
I remember. Just having a hard time coming to grips with it.
Come on.
Oh, I was supposed to walk to this dead end, and then she would have followed me. I see. Okay. All makes sense now. All right, man. Yeah. Coffee's good. I just finished mine. Got a pot downstairs, though. You show those drowners who's boss, Triss. Ugh. Where's the other one? Supposed to be two. Oh, there's like making love to the wall there. You know what? Teach their own, right? Who am I to judge? That's a much better throw. I don't know. I have no idea why they're humping the wall. Not complaining, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Geralt. Okay. I don't think any of the books I picked up were ones I haven't seen before. I very much doubt it. What, for the love of God, game. Thank you. I will briefly take a look, though, just to see. I wish there was like a... It's such a nerdy thing for me to wish, but I wish there was kind of like a bonus for getting all the books in the game. But as far as I know, there is not. Anything new? No, there's nothing new in all that. So just stuff to sell in the future. I think we're near the end. That might have been the last fight we have to do. We shall see. Maybe not. Can't recall.
Stop. Hear that? What is it?
Rats.
Oh, my speciality, remember? You got nothing to fear.
Depends how many there are.
Damn it, that's a lot.
Okay. I think there's stuff to grab up here first, though. I think. Oh, okay. Nothing terribly exciting. Yeah, nothing that way. Triss is not waiting for me. Well, you know what? She seems to be doing pretty well.
Lovely. No wonder there were so many rats.
Who's tossing all these creatures down here?
Where?
We're right under the main square, next to Carlo de Vares's headquarters. Can't be a coincidence.
His debtors have tended to disappear without a trace.
Everything all right?
A few bites on my feet and calves. Nothing really.
You need to clean your wounds. Infection will set in otherwise.
Later, Geralt. Let's find the way to the port first.
Thought I'm looting. Everything? Yeah, I got everything. Oh, not quite. Ooh. Ah. A lot of corpses. Anything else worth grabbing? Nope. Follow Triss. Sounds like a Drowner or a hag? Oh, would you, Geralt? Love God. Ooh. Ludapalooza, holy fuck. I'm glad I'd sold some stuff before I started doing this.
Body's pale. Try it out.
Look, this is part of my quest, but what the hell's down here?
Wounds around the neck and shoulders.
Oh, thanks, Tris. I should actually go back up and see where she was, because if she's following me down here, this is actually probably the way we're supposed to go. Just quickly check. Oh, a bunch of drowners. Hi, boys. Come to Poppy.
How you like that silver?
I don't think he likes it, I'll be honest. Geralt, throw the damn bomb. Oh, you Nimnard. You're gonna die because you wouldn't throw the bomb. Alright, that's a bit better. Come a little closer. There you go. I wasn't gonna die too, but we'll just make sure. Oh, other bits. There's more drowners up there. Specifically one. Clumsy, I gotta say. I should be able to meditate though. And once again, he doesn't want to throw the goddamn bomb. Yeah, that's right. If he throws the thing, you're fine. But sometimes he just doesn't want to do it. If Triss had been there, that would have been a little bit simpler. But I was trying not to miss things, and it turned out I was going the route we're supposed to go. So I think I have like an Echimera or something like that to fight coming up. Those lesser vampires, I think. I do want to save here though. I also want to change. I don't know why it always puts. I want food there, not booze. Oops. What do I have a lot of? Actually, I have even more honey. There we go. Alright. Sorted that out. There she be. The lovely lady of the sea. Hang on. Let's just make sure, Triss, we can't go nowheres. Nope. Okay. We're off. Did we get attacked here? No. Oop. Ah. Fighting off a sneeze. I could swear it's some sort of vampire. No, Geralt, actually.
Lantern's still lit.
There you go.
Died recently, from bites to the neck.
Yeah, vampire. Yeah, memory's not terrible. I picked up so much shit. It's still not very encumbered. Alright, and Trish should be helpful here. Where is it? Oh, I have to go further? Alright. Yeah, I could have swore it would attack us here, but no. No, let's just save. I shouldn't die to this thing, but...
It's a catacomb.
A what?
A vampire. Watch out for its venom.
Okay, we want to set it on fire. Fire good against these things. Yeah, like I said, Triss's ability to stun just... Oh wow, she killed it.
Was always this exciting?
Mm-hmm. Luckily.
Luckily.
Steady source of income. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, that was easy peasy. Main thing with these things is they're really fast. So you need to get the Yurden down quickly if you don't have Triss with you. But if you get the Yurden down and you have the bombs, you're tickety-boo, as they say. There we go. Get my bombs back. Alright, Triss. Up we go.
Come on, we need to ready the
No annoying bandits here, which is nice. Just a Dijkstra.
Finally. You bloody took long enough.
Did you have time to look around? How's the ship?
Creaky piece of junk. Wood's rotting. Sails are prone to rip like an old pair of knickers. And the...
Will we make it to Kavir?
Provided you don't run into any storms.
I'll signal the others to come.
Any help? Can I play the violin for you? Fetch some flowers or bonbons?
I'm not sure which one I should... Yeah, I'll go with that.
Don't meddle in other people's lives.
Sorry, I must. It's my profession. So, will you ask her to stay?
I mean, I would, but I don't think she will.
Why do you even care?
I adore love stories. Especially the ones that end happily ever after.
Hunters! Hunters approaching!
Love Dijkstra. Oh, this is where Dijkstra helps us out. Okay, I knew there was a fight where he helped us out. I thought it was earlier. Dijkstra's pretty good in a fight when he's on your side. Burning people. Good fun. Oh, Dijkstra one-tapping. Well done.
Dijkstra, I don't know how to...
No time for courtesies, my dear. Get on board.
One last farewell. Thank you. I'll never forget what you did for me. And what we had together.
See if she'll stay. I don't think she will.
Carol, not this again. Especially not here. Not now.
Miss Marigold, we got a sail.
Please.
I don't remember what
we
the...
had our chance. But let it go.
Did I fuck up the romance already? I might have. I didn't look it up, so...
I love you.
Miss Marigold, we're casting off.
Yeah, I can't remember. I didn't look up the romance, so I'm not sure. I feel like I messed it up. And I think that's because I started this quest too soon.
Well, mate, at least you tried. A sorceress turned me down once. Want to hear the story?
Go for it. What's the harm?
As you know, my heart fluttered for Philippa Eilhart back when we both served Redania. One day, I doused myself in fragrances like a whore in a heat wave. Put on a pinstripe doublet. They make you look slimmer, you know. And I went to her, told her, Philippa, we've so much in common, and so on. You know what she said?
Pinstripes hadn't slimmed you down enough?
No. She said, Geralt, turn around.
Not in the mood for jokes.
No, I'm serious. Turn around.
Triss? I thought...
So did I.
I didn't fuck it up.
I changed my mind.
Thank you. I'm grateful.
Dijkstra, no offense, but...
Leaving, already gone.
Let's go somewhere. I know a spot where we can watch the ships.
Lead the way.
Will this let me have the dialogue I need to have with her? That's the ultimate question. I think I kind of care more in later, but... I did think I fucked it up. A lot of XP.
They're safe now, right?
Yes, you can stop worrying, really.
Oh, you're right. Just hard to believe it's over and done with. I've dreamt of this moment for months.
Why would I say that to her? Stop risking your life.
Is how you imagined things?
No. I imagined I'd be on the ship with the rest of them, and you'd be on shore, waving a handkerchief, maybe.
I hope you don't regret it, that things have gone differently.
Well, they say Kavir's lovely this time of year, but I prefer you.
Not surprised. I'm pretty lovely this time of year, too.
I won't disagree.
That's a good line.
We might still go there one day, when it's all over.
That would mean balls and banquets, and other boring things that start with a B.
Mm-hmm, but also baths, bombs, body massages. You can make up for all those years you slept in the bushes and bathed in mountain streams.
Sounds tempting. Would I have to give up being a witcher?
No, you'd take a monster contract from time to time to stay sharp. Nothing too dangerous, though, so I wouldn't have to worry. And I'd be waiting for you.
Let me guess. With a candlelit dinner?
Candles, sure. And a bed. Actually, we've never needed either.
Having the mask in this scene does not help. You get all the funny camera angles just so they can get through censorship. Which is too bad, but you know, censorship for children.
Look, they're signaling us. It's a message. H L A K B R. Lakba. It makes no sense.
It's code. What did you expect?
That is pretty funny, I gotta say. Now, if you have not fallen out of a lighthouse in this game, you have not played the game enough.
Thank you, Geralt, for this, and for what you said at the port.
I should have said it long ago.
So, what happens now? Afraid it's a bit too early for happily ever after.
We'll get our happy ending one day.
Yes, somewhere, over hill and dale. It's a cruel world we live in. It's hard to make plans. Even harder to invest any faith in them, though you might want to, badly.
You were in an entirely different mood a moment ago.
Hush. The spark expired. Don't worry about me, Geralt. And please, be careful.
I've got to find Ciri. I'm close. I will find her, or someone who knows what happened to her.
Where will we meet?
Can only think of one place where both witchers and sorceresses are welcome.
Kaer Morhen. Haven't been there in a while. So, I guess I'll see you, Witcher.
Ah, damn, I won't get the conversation
I'll
with
miss
her.
you. A lot.
I miss you too.
Ultimately, still more important to get the romance.
Men's fragrance, acrid sweat, and chestnut balm for aching joints. Dijkstra.
Ah, those witches' senses. Can't hide a damn thing from you lot.
Same seems to be true for you. Will you ever leave me alone?
Someday, sure. Once I no longer need you.
Dijkstra, what are you plotting this time?
What would you say? How many mages did we save altogether?
Dunno. Didn't count. 30, maybe? Give or take a few?
And how many would you say remain in the north? How many alchemists, healers, herbalists? 2,000? 3?
Doing a population count? Is that it?
No, I'm concerned. In Novigrad they had us. We were here. But who'll save those in Rimba? Banard, Ardcaraig, Gullet? You know damn well that daft bastard Radovid won't rest till he's killed them all. Every last one.
It's not
Yennefer
wrong.
and Triss included.
Moving as speeches go. Now get to the point. Why are you telling me this?
Because I want you to help me kill Radovid.
You that concerned about the mages of the world? Expect me to believe that?
Actually, yes. But not because I'm sensitive or it gives me a heartache, true. To my mind, this systemic persecution is foremost a symptom of a far more serious problem. A madman rules Redania. I served Vizimir, Radovid's father, was his head of intelligence for more than 2 decades. Together, we transformed Redania, made it the North's most powerful realm. Any idea what made it strong?
Its armies, I'd wager.
And you'd bloody lose, you idiot. Mass mobilization, inciting peasants to take up their scythes, straighten them. Where's the art in that? Much harder to build a strong state with healthy commerce, manufacturing, solid alliances, progressive science, and fair, independent courts that hand down just judgments. Vizimir and I managed to do just that, through years of fucking hard work. I will not sit on my hands as that little shit squanders that. Radovid the stern, my arse. Radovid the witless, I'd say. Will you help me, Geralt?
He's passionate.
I don't kill kings. Just not a regicide. Rumors to the contrary be damned.
I know. I'm merely asking for your aid in organizing the assassination. Someone else will strike the blow.
Dijkstra. Might not have heard this, though I'd find that hard to believe. But Witchers are neutral on principle, so...
Oh, bollocks. That's a convenient excuse you lot try to hide behind every time the temperature rises.
He's not wrong.
It's grown hot, my friend, and it grows hotter still. Pyres burn in every city. For mages great and small, your female friends included. For non-humans, for witchers soon. Is that the North you espouse? The North you're prepared to live in? Silence. Cards close to your chest, I understand. To slay a king, it's not exactly some bloody necker contract. You think on this. Think on what I said. And if you conclude you'd rather change the course of history instead of riding its current to hell, you come find me. At the Passiflora in the garret. I'll be waiting with my mates.
I'm with him.
I'll think about it.
So long, Geralt.
Hog. I have no... Huh. It is weird, the items it removes. There we go. Okay, let's meditate. Get our shit back. Actually got quite a bit of XP for all that. That's good. and I want to save, and I need to get myself another coffee, so I will back in a minute or two. Probably 2. Didn't take too long. Beverage secured. Triss romance secured. I will say that in terms of how they're written, both your major love interests clearly have affection for Geralt. I just think Yennefer is kind of a terrible person, and that her affection is more of an obsession. Just my personal opinion. Triss seems more like the kind of person who could move on if she absolutely had to, whereas Yennefer, you feel like, couldn't handle it. Which to me makes Triss a more mature person. Again, we're just judging it based on the betrayals here. And now there's a cat climbing on me. Hi, bud. Do we need to do that right now? Yeah, see, what I was trying to do is this, but because I'd already started Triss's other quest, it was impossible to have that conversation. I don't know if that will have a ripple effect. I'm not sure. We will find out. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's a minor thing. But, yeah. I did not realize that, of course, or I would have done it in a different order. Dude, will you chill? Just relax. He just woke up, so he's feeling needy. He's an old cat, though, so he gets a lot of leeway.
Well, The Witcher.
It's funny, you get to recognize the VO actors. That's the VO actor for Vernon Roach.
In a hurry.
Here to talk about the contract.
Oh, I meant to save. And I didn't.
Ah, yes.
Oh.
Put my mark to
This is actually not what I wanted.
Seems that creatures
Give me a chance to save, though.
Passers-by, abandoning their corpses in gutters around Oxenford.
Isn't that something you should look into?
Perhaps, but we've a ploughing war to win. I've got the time to clean gutters.
I'll take the job. Need to hear some details.
You'll learn everything I know.
Any witnesses to these attacks? Anyone see the beast?
Some woman survived an attack. They say she's not been sober since. I'd try the tavern in Oxenford if you're willing to try talking to her.
Like to examine the victims' bodies.
A corpse is a corpse.
I see the wounds. Might be able to tell what kind of monster killed them.
Ask our Sawbones. He'll know if the corpses have been burned or not. You'll most likely find him in the hut on the riverbank. Our impromptu morgue.
Won't give me any trouble with the reward, will you?
Nah, I want this out of my hair.
Like I said, that was not what I was trying to do. But life will go on. I want to get on the goddamn boat.
This is the ship of His Majesty Radovid V, King of Redania. State your business.
I want to see the king. It's about Philippa Eilhart.
If that's the case, come with me. But no sudden moves. Got my eye on you.
Good for you.
Witcher, any progress? Have you found Eilhart?
Wasn't where your men said, but I did find signs of someone doing medical experiments there.
Oh, that's something.
Think Philippa tried to restore her eyesight.
Verily. Empty eye sockets suit her so much better. So, have you any proof?
I don't know if giving him this is bad or not. Wait a second here. Which one is it? Yes, thank you, buddy. I'm being groomed. Trying to see what this does. No, I'm gonna hang out of the crystal. Yennefer might be able to say something about it.
But you have my word.
Your word? You give me your word? Sorry, but Eilhart herself taught me to doubt everyone, especially their word. So we've naught to talk about. Farewell.
Would you just chill out, dude? I thought about giving him the crystal, but since there's a tiny chance Yennefer can still do something with it, I don't know if she will, but alright. God damn it, Kitty, you're driving me absolutely bananas. So I do need to... Should I do that first? I mean, it's set as a lower level quest, so I probably should. Where's the damn fast travel? Oh shit, I'm carrying 3 billion tons of crap. Let's get rid of some of it. Then we will fast travel away. I think this guy will have regened his money by now. We'll find out.
What can I do with you for? If I ain't got it today, say the word and I'll have it tomorrow.
Let me...
Alright. Bunch of shit. Yeah, and he does have his stuff back. That's great. Yeah, I really currently don't have a huge need to pick everything up anymore. My money problems are obviously over for now. Let's make sure it's not a quest item. The crystal clearly is. Yeah. So that does him out, and then I have a bunch of, I assume I picked up a bunch of shitty weapons. One with a couple of good ones that we can just quickly get rid of with the smith. Hi, buddy.
So long.
I was trying to attack my wire. Hi there. Are we needy, Mr.
Again.
Kitty?
So, you got a job for me, an interesting one.
Show me what you have in stock.
He's blocking about half my view at the moment. He's very pleased with himself. I mean, he's generally pleased with himself, but yeah. He is a cat after all. Oh, there's a butt in my face. Would you move, dude? Oh, he's not gonna be able to afford that. Alright, that's okay though. We're down to a much more manageable amount of shit.
So long.
Okay. Back to quests. Oh, shit. Door. I do think it's important, if you are picking up stuff though, to make sure you regularly go to merchants and whatnot though, because otherwise you will find yourself getting overloaded pretty quickly too if you don't have saddlebags or the like. Oh wait, no, it is further. Yes, kitty. Alright. Time to talk to Priscilla. Not sure how much XP I'll get out of this. I'm 18th level. This is a level 11 quest, so I'm guessing not a whole lot. But we do need to get it done. It's a fun little quest, though. Geralt's acting is pretty hilarious. As we take forever to load in. And I did, yeah, okay. It's a big fight at the end of this, as I recall. But I may be misremembering.
Sick. Sick of it all.
I thought I had to talk to Cleaver about something. What are you guys screaming about? Usually that happens if there's enemies somewhere nearby. Oh. Level 9. You guys are optimistic. There we go. What's the point of meditating since I used some bombs?
The more I drink, the clearer I think.
Some of the incidental dialogue is just great. She had anything in the room? It doesn't look like it.
Think I know how to free Dandelion. Got a plan, but we need Dudu. Gotta find him.
This plan? What is it?
Our Doppler friend will assume Menga's form. Order Dandelion moved to Oxenfurt. We can grab him on the way.
Brilliant. But how do you aim to find Dudu?
You're his friend. Any idea where he might be hiding?
With the Doppler, the question's never where, but as whom? In the past, facing trouble, he'd disappear, then reappear on the morrow with someone else. But this time he hasn't returned.
Known Dudu long?
I know this might sound strange, but I can't be sure. It seems he'd been circling me for some time in various forms, trying to attract my attention.
Can't blame him for making the effort.
Thank you. I failed to notice him at first. Then he decided to shoot the moon, assumed Dandelion's form.
What tipped you off? How do you know it wasn't Dandelion? Dudu not much of a singer?
No. He simply spoke about something other than himself.
We need to convince Dudu to reveal himself. Any friends we could leave a message with, someone he trusts?
Dandelion? Irina Renard's troupe, that's all really. Not certain he was friendly with anyone else. Spent dawn till dusk with the troupe, on stage or in the crowd.
So he liked going to the mummings?
Yes, I'm actually surprised he didn't come to us after it all happened. He certainly could have counted on the Foxen's help.
So if these mummers are ready to help...
We need only mention Dudu. Irina and company are deeply indebted to him.
Dudu and the mummers, how'd they meet?
That was my doing. Some opening night. Maxim lay comatose in his wardrobe, drunk as an otter. I thought of Dudu. Hard to imagine a better actor than a Doppler.
And Dudu revealed himself to them just like that?
I didn't think it wise to tell anyone. But Dudu and Irina took to each other completely and right away. He fell so hopelessly in love with the theatre.
That he started performing with you?
Yeah. Now Irina feels terribly guilty. They let him put himself in danger. She can't forgive herself.
Maybe we could use a play. You know, work a message to Dudu into something. Lure him out of hiding that way.
Not a bad idea, but I doubt a few lines would suffice. Besides, do you really think Dudu whiles away his days attending mummings he knows by heart?
So what do you suggest?
We must write an entire new play. From scratch. Something grand. Something that will grab Dudu's attention. So most importantly, it must have a splendid title. It must be the talk of the town. If you wish, we can start on it right away.
Not sure I'm cut out to write a play. Maybe you're better off doing this on your own.
It's sure to go quicker if you help me. You'll see, we'll have a grand time together.
She's wrong about that.
All right. Guess we can start writing the play.
Any ideas for the plot?
Actually, I was hoping...
The key is to convince Dudu that he can rely on you, and that we wish to free Dandelion. The message must be clear, though naturally woven into the play's dramaturgical essence, meaning we need an appropriate dramatic structure. Following along?
More or less.
That'll do. Now to find the proper expressive form for our content. A gripping, contemporary story, that would be best. Perhaps about the condottieri of Povis. I know. Lorenzo Molla. A tale of a handsome but ruthless bandit, and the Doppler who manages to fool him. But now the Doppler must hide, and can only count on the help of his friend, who's a witcher, who in turn is prepared to do anything to save his daughter. No, better. His beloved. What do you think?
Sounds great.
Really think so? Lorenzo Molla. Yeah. Or perhaps not. Wait, I've got it! We shall stage a story of the urchin of Erlenwald. Secret lovers, their betrothal, a curse, a cruel queen, bells sounding midnight.
But...
At which point he reveals his face. He's a monster, there to steal Princess Pavetta. They want him dead, but at that instant a witcher steps in. And everything ends splendidly. So it's settled, yeah? You wish to say something?
I'm not even going to ask that.
We need a good title. Venture to say that's more important than the story itself.
I've some ideas. Perhaps you can choose.
Gonna consider my opinion this time?
Of course. We're partners in this. I'm just in charge. I've two really good ones.
Partners in
the Doctor's
quotations.
Salvation and A Changeling Rescued or the Witch's Triumph. Which do you prefer?
First one's simpler.
Let's go with the Doppler's Salvation. It's shorter, catchier. Just one problem. No Dopplers in that story. Just a princess and a cursed urchin.
Nothing simpler. We need merely swap the Doppler in for the urchin. The message, that's what's important. A Witcher arrives and saves the Doppler. Got it?
All right. So it's a comedy.
I was thinking more along dramatic lines. But if you prefer something lighter... Listen, merely decide and I'll get to work.
Always go for a comedy.
I think comedy's the safer option.
Very well. I must get to work. While you must pick a corner. Sit down, read silently, or just think. All right?
Fine, since you don't need help with the writing.
Geralt, wait. A rhyme for Witcher?
Did Itcher?
Ugh, just keep quiet.
I love that. The invitation to help, and then all the help is rejected.
Done. I could make a small masterpiece of this had I a bit more time, but...
We're fresh out of that. The hidden message to Dudu. What did you weave in?
Hidden message?
You were gonna work something in, like come to the Kingfisher at dawn, or...
That wouldn't be in keeping with the tone of the play, not at all.
You wrote it to contact Dudu. That was the purpose. Fine. So how do you see this working?
I don't know. I was counting on recognizing him by his scar. Or just improvising. Shall we worry about that later? First, you must take the script to Madame Irina. Sure you know where to find her? The troupe performs in the butcher's yard of the main
Oh,
square.
I know.
Join us later. See ya.
Alright. First, I don't really need to have the mask on. Why does it... one of the weird things the game does is unequip your crossbow bolts to the default ones. It does it all the time. I have no idea why. It's really bizarre. Like, it's clearly a bug, but... Woo! Geralt participating in a play is one of the funnier things in the game, as far as I'm concerned.
The thinking customer will see right away the best.
There are other ways in here. I don't know if the game will let me do that, though. Or may have closed them off. Let's see. Oh, let's also... There we go. Too much button spamming there. Locked. I'm guessing I can't. I just quick check to avoid paying that guy. Oh shit, this guy owes me money. I wonder if he's inside. You there, give me money. I forgot all about it.
Hi, greetings to my savior.
Greetings to Yonkir. How's business?
Splendid. I finally managed to sell the house at a jolly good price too. As promised, you are owed a commission on the sale. The Yonkiers never break a word once given.
So you said. Thanks.
Pardon me.
I completely forgot about that. So, searching for another way in worked out well. Did that quest, it feels like a million years ago. Okay, it's looking like I have to go in the main entrance.
Youth these days, hair-brained, all of them.
Oh!
Blackguard!
I'm trying to remember how I think those other doors were open, and that's how I got in.
Oh.
Ah, right, I think it was this one. Okay. Alright, so we gotta go the regular way. I figured as much, but...
What was it happened to Francis again?
Oh. not where I want to be.
Mutant.
It's not wrong. Okay, back to Slappy McGee here.
Last chance to surrender on I'd buy tomorrow what you can buy today.
Why is he ducking?
This where Madame Marina's troupe performs?
Yeah, but you can only enter with a ticket. There's no performance now. Mamas are just rehearsing. Process is interesting to observe, though. So, want a ticket?
No performance. Said so yourself.
You can still get a ticket. What'll it be? Need a ticket?
Can I mentally... I don't understand why I can't use my mental powers.
Yeah, one.
Here. Just stay out of sight, eh? Awful bashful, these mamas in rehearsal.
It seems like you pretty much have to do that.
As they say, a bird must be a quick killer.
What was wrong that time?
I don't know. All's in order.
It's simply
Oh.
more.
There we go.
Madame Marina, can we talk?
Geralt of Rivia, Dandelion's told us so much about you. Is he with you?
No, but I hope to bring him back soon. Here to talk about Dudu.
Let's speak in my quarters at the back of the theatre. We'll be undisturbed there. How can I help? We've not seen Dandelion or Dudu recently.
Dandelion's in trouble.
That much I guessed, though I am curious how serious it is. Did he seduce a powerful man's wife and go into hiding? Or did he write an offensive couplet about the priests of the eternal fire?
Worse. Lots. I'm gonna try to help him. Gotta contact Dudu first.
But he's disappeared as well.
Have a plan to lure him out of hiding, but I need your help. Can I count on you?
Naturally, but what can we possibly do?
I want to stage a play. Something that'll really draw the crowds.
I see. And you hope it'll get Dudu's attention as well, draw him here. So it must be an entirely new play? And who will write it?
Priscilla, actually. She's done writing it. Tells the story of a witcher who rescues a Doppler from certain death.
Sounds interesting. I'll gladly have a glance. But first we must think about getting the word out and organizing some protection. Ushers. Would you mind tending to these matters?
How can I help you spread the word about the premiere?
Well, we'd like all the city to hear about it, so we must clearly talk to the Puffins.
Who are the Puffins?
Street artists. Get them to announce the premiere, and even the muscles on the harbour piling will hear about it.
Where'll I find them?
They did occupy some rooms in the Bits in a townhouse, but I can't be sure they're still there. I've not seen them in the streets lately. They may very well have hung up their body hose.
See if I can find them, and if they'll work for us. Think we need ushers? A play about Dopplers could be controversial, but are ushers absolutely necessary?
Can't be sure if you've attended many performances, but Novigrad crowds can be particularly difficult.
Rotten apples, tomatoes, eggs, that sort of thing?
Axes, butcher's knives, and bricks, actually.
All right. Know anyone appropriate?
Try the dogs, perhaps. You're bound to find some men willing to do any work for a few crowns.
Thanks for helping. I'll come back once I've found some ushers.
See you then.
Now let me take all your shit. I don't think she has anything too exciting, admittedly. That's funny. I just took her outfit. I don't think there's any other place where Geralt has to dress up, though. Just that I can remember. Oh shit, I actually want to do that.
Ah, there you are.
Thanks for help.
See you then.
Just spamming X. books aren't particularly valuable. A little bit of money in them, but not too much. But they're pretty easy to get rid of, though, because they're cheap, and almost anyone will buy them off you. Alright. So let's see, what do we want to do first? Which is closer? Are the puffins closer? Nah, I think they're equidistant, so do the puffins first. Oops. Well, this is not the most direct way to do that. There we go. Oops. Gotta follow the dots.
Your bread, your coin, all is shite.
There we are. These guys don't have much on them, as I recall.
Nice tune. Damn sad, though.
Then it successfully conveys my mood. What do you seek here?
Looking for the puffins. Have I found them?
We've no coin. Leave us be.
Think there's been a mistake.
Sorry. Thought our landlord had hired another thug to collect from us.
Another thug? Flattered. Thanks.
Forgive us. You look threatening, and we've had our share of trouble lately.
Nisa's on edge these days. We all are.
Don't want any coin from you. In fact, I'm willing to pay you, provided you agree to get the word out about Madame Irina's new play.
Oh, afraid that's impossible. Ever since we premiered our fateful ballad about holy Hemorfart, who his faith ignores, gorges himself, diddles old whores, Fatso's gang has been harassing us incessantly.
Fatso's gang?
Common thugs in the church's pay. City's full of gangs like that now.
They threatened Nisa. Said they round off her pointy ears with a carving knife.
They don't let us perform. Chase away spectators, destroy our instruments. Lately they've taken to lurking outside our home. We're at wit's end, no clue what to do.
They harm any of you?
No, not yet. But it's merely a question of time.
Nisa overheard talking about setting fire to something.
All right. Say I get Fatso and his boys to leave you alone. Will you publicize Irina's play then?
Of course. But you shan't find it easy. There's no talking to that.
I'm pretty convincing.
I'm not a great talker anyway.
Really? This guy just doesn't talk. Oh, he is a comedian. Maybe that's why.
Tierda.
Alright. Oh, haven't saved in a while. Let's do that. Not that Fatso's gang is going to cause me any problems, but...
So you're the ones.
Oi, Fatso, look what we got here. Is it just me, or you got cat eyes?
Right, he does. Stray cat must have fucked his mum.
Now, what you doing in the city of eternal fire, cat shit?
Leave the puffins alone.
Worms that insulted Hierarch Hemorfart, called him an whoremonger. I'd sooner snuff out the holy flame itself.
Tell them fucking poets to come down here. Shove their fruits up their blaspheming arseholes.
Yeah, to play a different tune then, every time they fought.
Leave the puffins alone.
Aye, we will. Alone.
What the hell?
Black magic! He's a fucking witch! Get him!
It's the best way to get like the most XP out of fighting. So I'm not gonna get much for killing them. Oh, there's a cat on me. Still a cat on me. What the hell? Just chill out, dude. I think this cutscene's gonna make the witch hunters chill.
Ah, what a sight! You
Yep.
really showed them. 1-2 over the back, then pow right in the noggin.
I'll finally be able to leave my home without hiding beneath a hood. Thank you very much.
Come on, it was nothing.
Oh, it was something, all right. I don't dare think we've forgotten our promise. We'll strip our voices ragged praising Arena's new play.
How much will I owe you?
Not a copper. Helped us out. See no reason why we shouldn't help you. Get half of town to come to the play. Wait and see.
Some quick preparations and we'll be out in the streets. Till the next.
Yep. That's so funny. Where are the bodies? Seriously. Where are they? I have no idea. That's funny. Okay, so, oh my god, Kitty, you are driving me bananas. Okay, I think the first thing I want to do, get my bombs back. Not that I particularly need them right now, but just so I remember. And I'll fast travel over the docks. Oh, and if you hear any banging, he's headbutting my headset.
Pam-param, pam-pam-param.
Dude, quit digging me. What the hell?
Where are you scurrying to, Rich? Let's see your pass.
I have a
pass. What pass?
Kind of pass confirms you ain't no mage. Can't enter or leave Novigrad without it.
Why have you shut the city gates?
Had the mic too far from my mouth there.
Witches and other scum that's crawled here since the war began. Aim to catch every last one of them, toss them on a flaming pyre like poxy livestock.
Sorry, don't have a pass.
You'll scurry no further then. Next!
Hang on. How do I get one?
Start by making an offering to the church. Then you'll need 3 pure souls to confirm...
Let him through. Here's his papers.
What? But we're...
Not your concern. Back to your post. Regards from Siggy Reuven.
Thanks, Dijkstra. Nice. I don't know how long the mic was away from my mouth. Hopefully not too long. I was letting the dialogue play out, so I usually move it away. And then the cat is being insane. As he tends to be. When he's awake. And bored. I did think it was funny that the cutscene saved me from fighting the witch hunters, though. Alright. Deal with the autosave first. There we are. Alright. What the heck? Why are there bandits here? Oh, look how much damage that Nimnar does. There. Trying to go up the and now there's a cat in my way. Hang on a sec. Dude, you really have to stop doing that. There we go. Okay, wasn't expecting to have to do that though. Alright. So You have two options here. You can have a boxing match, or you can just pay them. Because I don't care much for the boxing, I tend to just pay them.
Challenging me, or is it hell you want to face? A Witcher versus the Beast of Mechana. Killer instinct versus primal rage.
You guys really from Nilfgaard?
We's from ploughing Mechana, damn it! Not Nilfgaard. Raised by wild hounds on the windswept plains of Magdera. Brothers, forged in bloodshed. Veterans of Mechana's infamous, filthy arenas. Who dares face the wild men of the south? Who will look the beasts in the eye?
Like to hire you to help out. We're staging a play.
Need us to kick some ass on stage?
Actually want you to usher. Keep the peace. Make sure no one's ass gets kicked, on stage or off.
Got the wrong men. Ass kicking's what we do.
I pay well. Stand to make more than you do here.
Expecting trouble? Will we need to bust some heads?
Can't rule it out. Bricks could start flying. Heard that from a reliable source.
Ow! Want to smash some bricklayers? Oh, he does, he does. Oh, I don't know me own brother. Give me that coin. And don't fret. We'll be there before any of the dancing starts.
All right. Talk to Arena. Woo. The heck? Oh, there's another thug there. That's so funny. He forgot to spawn. That happens quite a bit. The game, because it has so much to do, speed will often get it to forget to spawn things in. Sometimes they're very trivial. Sometimes they're pretty hilarious. Holy shit, why is this so far away? Yeah, that's better. Yeah, Kitty has finally settled. Thank God for that. Does give us a loading time, but definitely better for my wrist than all the running around. There we go. So good for you, buddy. What the hell's going on here? Oh, I don't know if I've ever noticed them doing this before. That's cool. Oh, look, they're already there. Fabulous. Ah, timing was just a little bit off there.
Just look at the freak.
Ah, there you are.
Managed to hire some ushers.
Wonderful. That's one matter resolved.
Wanted to talk about the text itself.
It's not at all badly written. In fact, I quite like it. I was willing to relax my standards to help Dudu, but we may have something very interesting here. I've very clear ideas who to cast as the servant, the Witcher, and the Queen, but I'm not certain who should play the Prince and the Princess.
Who's playing the Witcher?
An amateur. It'll be my first time working with him, but I'm confident he'll pull it off.
Newcomer to the troupe?
In a sense. Oh, stop pretending you don't know. I'm talking about you.
He's not wrong.
I'm no actor. Might not have noticed, but I'm a little low on emotional expression.
But that's perfect. After all, you're to play the Witcher, not the Princess. Besides,
You must appear on stage. Dudu must see you. It's the crux of this entire endeavor.
You're right. Just never thought I'd have to do something like this.
You'll be fine, dear. You need only strut on stage, great sword in hand, furl your brow, make some threatening faces, then deliver a few lines in a gravelly voice. Think you can manage?
I sure can.
So, about the princess. Small part, but an important one. Any idea who could play her?
Priscilla would be the obvious choice. She's young and beautiful. Yet, I do have more stage experience.
Sorry, old lady.
Let's have Priscilla do it. No offense, but most people...
Assign greater importance to appearance than to talent. I understand.
It's a visual medium, lady.
I shall let her know. I'm certain she'll be wonderful.
Blast that. I don't know if that'll disappear or not.
Well, it varies. On good days, the square is barely capable of accommodating everyone. Other times, we're lucky to earn a handful of coppers. Of course, we shall pay you a fee as well. You're a member of the ensemble now.
Thanks. So who do you see playing the Doppler Prince?
I'm finding it hard to decide between two candidates. Abelard Ritzer would be the safer bet. He's been part of our troupe for ages, has flawless technique, but he doesn't exactly captivate the crowds.
Who's your other option?
Maxim Bollier, outstanding actor, and audiences love him. But sadly, I can never be sure he'll show up sober, or that he'll show up at all.
Let's go with Abelard. I'll take a reliable artisan over an unpredictable artist any day.
Rightly so. The project is risky enough without our casting Maxim.
All right. Got the cast figured out.
It seems so.
Surprised there's no line about the puffins.
Headlong into your career as a mama?
We can start now.
Maybe the game expects me to do it one at a time, but...
Curiosity. We can start any time, even now.
Well, we've no time to lose. Come to the stage.
Zoltan, what are you doing here?
Prissy told me you like to putting on a play. Were you playing the lead?
I'm not the lead.
Oh, I thought to myself, I'd sooner shave my beard than miss that. Tell me, Witcher, are you going to wear hose and a codpiece?
Come, Geralt, you must focus your mind before you go on stage.
Zoltan.
Ladies and gentlemen, most honorable citizens of the hallowed city of Novigrad, welcome. We have for you an exquisite comedy. Its title, The Doppler's Salvation. The players, Witcher Geralt as himself, Katerina as the Queen, Leo Raib as the humble servant, appearing as the Prince, a veteran of the Novigrad stage, Abelard Ritzer. And as the Princess, the lovely Trabaritz with the voice of a nightingale, Priscilla.
Clap, clap, clap. Look at that cat. It's got the best seat in the house.
Majesty, the monster slayer awaits. Your summons he's answered and stands at the gates.
Show him in. I must speak to the man.
Don't climb on that, buddy.
But first, some wine to steady my hand. Witcher, your task is a matter most tender. A monster shall show at tonight's feastly splendor. Stand guard, beware, kill the beast if he shows. Your reward you'll receive on my finest pillows.
To slay beasts most foul, 'twas for this I was made. I kill as my calling, not just to get paid.
He's swallowed the bait, this fool of a witcher. I'll ensure the foul bow reveals his true figure. The monster revealed, the witcher shall strike. The beast will he slay, thrust his head on a pike.
Ah, my child will pity her love, this beast, though at least, ere he goes, he'll enjoy a last feast.
And see.
Gathered are we, a host fair and noble, to celebrate this day, the princess's betrothal.
Alas, no monster do I see or hear. Perhaps midst the guests he hides, in fear.
And see.
My dear, long have we hid our love's tender fires. Months we've restrained our loins' hot desires. Tonight shall it end. Be my wife. That's my plea. That having said, I'll get down on my knee.
Oh, darling, I will, I will, I will!
Wait, with wine must we toast this moment joyful. If not, a foul curse shall rend your lives woeful.
Treason! 'Tis not wine, but a brew spiked with silver. My bowels contract, a foul beast to deliver.
Hark, hark. 'Tis no prince, but a Doppler impostor. Seems men's hearts can love, for changelings foster.
Behold, Witcher, the beast of which I spoke. Unleash your sword. Let fly the killing stroke.
Stop, stop, beast or man. 'Tis my love, my betrothed.
Sheath your blades. Fear a Doppler? 'Tis a thing most foolish. Changing one's shape does not make one ghoulish. Remember, 'tis not flesh a monster makes, but a heart that is base, such as in this knave aches.
Witcher, 'tis true. This wretch's foul suspicions tainted my mind with this plan so malicious. The Doppler must live. My daughter he'll wed. Beast or man, she loves him truly, without dread.
'Tis our tale's end, good folk, and its moral is this. No monster is he whose shape can shift.
The Witcher is just a true Doppler's friend. But you, foul page, in chains you shall end.
Guard! Call the guard! Remove the traitor at once!
Hey, hear the princess's command? Come up here.
Good old doo-doo.
Come on then, Governor. Up you go. On stage.
Toss the traitor scum in the dungeon!
Don't be afraid. In the end, everyone will live happily ever after.
More or less, for some, anyway.
Doppler and princess wed the same night. The servant's heart melted. He wept at the sight.
Dopplers to the stake! Burn them all!
Give it a rest, mate. Can't you see it's all in fun? This is a comedy. A ghoul could play the prince. Lighten up, for God's sake.
Do you not have to fight here? I guess if you get the ushers, you don't have to fight. I did not realize, although it makes sense, that you get more XP if you get all your lines right. Not a lot more, but more.
Geralt, you recognized me. How'd you do it?
Greetings, Dudu. Heard about that souvenir Horson left on your face.
So, you know everything? Have you seen Ciri?
No. Still looking for her.
Geralt! Masterful! You did great. Haven't they laughed that hard in ages? Lads won't believe it when I tell them.
Explain one thing to me. How'd you and Dandelion manage to displease Reuven, Horson, and the Temple Guard all at the same time?
It's not as if we planned it.
Why didn't you find Priscilla or the Mummers? Contact them.
I came to a few performances, different shape each time, but I dared not show myself. Feared I'd put them at risk. Then I got word of a new mumming. Saw it as my chance to learn something, anything, about Ciri and Dandelion.
I know Ciri went back to Horson's to get you. How'd you manage to escape?
I ran after her, wanting to keep up, but I'd have been a hindrance. She called out to me, entreated me to shapeshift and disappear. I tried to find them, Ciri and Dandelion. It was as if they turned to vapour. Fearing for my life, I shifted each day, becoming someone else. Even considered turning into Ciri to trick her pursuers, but...
Slow down, Marmalade. Geralt, when did you last see Cirilla? Been a while, hasn't it?
A while, yeah.
For me, likewise. Must be a full-grown lass by now. Do us a wee favour. Show us Ciri for a moment.
Geralt?
I always say show us. I mean, why not?
Transform. Change into her.
I feel strange. Both of you staring at me bug-eyed. Is that enough?
Yeah. Plenty. Bad idea.
I don't know why he thinks it's a bad idea.
Not angry with me, are you, Geralt?
No.
I feel relieved.
And Dandelion? Were you able to find him?
Witch hunters nabbed him, but there's good news too.
The cats drive me nuts. Just give me a second here. He has food, but I think he wants me to show him. So I'll be back in like 30 seconds-ish.
Menga's dead.
Ugh, a fiend. Good thing someone finally killed it, though another just as bad or worse would likely take its place.
Wouldn't be so quick to assume. Got a feeling it could be a decent fellow.
What's he talking about?
We think we can free Dandelion. Just need your help.
What could I do?
Take on Menga's appearance. Then go and give the order for Dandelion to be moved to Oxenfurt.
We'll lie in ambush in a ravine en route. Spring Dandelion from the convoy when it rolls by.
Wait, not so fast. How am I to be Menga? And I've no notion where Dandelion's being held.
No one knows Menga's dead. No need to worry about being exposed.
No one save you. Would this have anything to do with the fire at the Witch Hunter's barracks?
We were in the area.
I sorely regret not seeing that.
Dandelion's on Temple Isle, imprisoned there. You'll need to find out exactly where.
But what if they grow suspicious? Start asking questions?
I'll bet my best axe no one will pester the commander of the Temple Guard. Besides, you're a Doppler and an actor, and an actor and a Doppler. Got double the spark to improvise your way out of any situation. If things get spicy, you'll just nip round the corner and transform into a buxom wench, a jackdaw, or whatever else strikes your fancy.
Of course, it's that simple. Thanks.
Listen, you'll manage. Everybody believes Menga's missing. You can make up any story you want.
My lads and me will lie in ambush in the ravine. Geralt will then join us and we'll await word from you.
But how am I to contact you as Menga? Send word that the convoy's left.
You'll need to figure that out. Come on, Guile's your middle name.
So, we all clear? Dudu, get your ass to Temple Isle. I'm off to assemble my crew. And we'll be waiting for you, Geralt.
Yeah, see you in the ravine.
Whoa, wait! Hold on! What happens after? I hope you don't expect me to continue as Menga, live like Chappelle, burning the occasional heretic to keep up appearances?
No. Once it's over, we expect to see you at the Rosemary in Time, where we'll all meet.
To get pissed like wild badgers. So, settled? Let's get to work.
That's a funny expression.
You were marvelous. Not a single mistake.
The performance in general, what did you think?
I doubt the audience understood it all, but that's to be expected. I'm just pleased the Puffins got the word out. That was quite the crowd. You were right to cast Abelard as the prince. It's likely Maxim would have shown up drunk as a fish or forgotten about the premiere altogether. Here you are.
It's not wrong.
Your fee. I must admit your style of mumming, well, it's quite minimalist. Did you study anywhere?
At Kaer Morhen. Minimum expression means maximum effect. Thanks for the coin. Take care now.
Don't think you can talk to Priscilla here, but I'll try in a second. 2 XP. That's for me being over level. Whee. 1 XP. That's so funny. I love the pathetic XP amounts. I mean, I know why. I wasn't deliberately trying to do this over level, it's just kind of the way it turned out. Jeez, this thing has a lot of things to digest. There we go.
Geralt!
I don't... Yeah. As I recall, there's not a whole lot of dialogue with Priscilla at this point. Oh, Arena disappeared. She teleported away. Alright, do I? Yeah, I do. Save our progress.
Oof, I've worked out quite the appetite.
Alright.
As they say, a bard must be a...
So we definitely need fast travel. Yeah, that'd be a big XP boost to do it near appropriate level, but yeah, not so much here. As we load in. Yeah, it's funny. I kept meaning to do this quest. There's just so many other things going on. Which is not a bad thing. Just a reality. Where do you appear? I don't see him on the minimap. That's very odd. I mean, I'm not far away, but I don't know why he wouldn't teleport in. Let's try on this side. Why on earth would you be there, dude? He must have got stuck in town.
Let's go.
It's weird I couldn't see him on the minimap, though.
Come on.
Alright. Save before it cuts in.
Seems everything's ready.
Aye. Soon as we catch sight of them, we'll block the road against the whole unit if need be. And, you know, I think it's a great plan all round, and I'm always glad to help. And it's not like I'm not eager to crack some holier-than-thou bugger skulls, but seeing as we've got a Doppler, wouldn't it have been easier to have him release Dandelion and be done with it?
Too suspicious. Think about it. Menga disappears, then shows up with a scar on his face to release Dandelion.
I suppose you're right.
Priscilla, what are you doing here?
Some child brought a note from Dudu. The convoy will leave at dawn. May I stay with you? I can't stand it. Sitting at home, worrying about Dandelion.
Never fear, my dear. You'll get your warbler back. Just hope he's got his... Damn it! What a witch that rhymes in the presence of a lady.
Go back to town.
Please, I shan't be any trouble.
Oh, come on, Geralt. Even go. Let her stay. Look at her. Oh, weepy-eyed. Like my mutsy with his guts knotted up.
Fine, she can stay. On one condition.
I know. As soon as the fighting starts, I'm to stand at a distance.
Not much happening just yet. And there might be some time before it does.
Well, how about a game of Gwent?
Pass.
Don't really feel like it. You two play.
All right. You know the basics, that's clear. Now we can play for real.
They're coming! They're coming now!
Priscilla, stay here.
Gonna be chasing after Dandelion, as I recall. In fact, if I remember correctly, I'm not going to be involved in the main fight at all. Just chasing away. I believe you can fail if you fall too far behind, but not 100% sure about that. Dwarves should definitely use archers.
Dandelion. Damn it.
Now, do they automatically give me the horse, or do I have to summon him? I feel like he'll be there. Don't have to tell me twice. That dwarf's stuck on the ridge. It's funny.
Shit, lost him. Gotta look for tracks.
Oh.
Slow now.
Alright then. Well, it's not tracks. Tracks.
Road through here.
No, not wrong. I have a bunch of necrophages to fight, if I remember correctly. So let's get that going. I don't think I mentioned it earlier in the stream, but I have been thinking about playing the game on Plus once I finish this playthrough. I've never done that before. I think it could be fun. Got it off. There's a lot of you fuckers. Okay. That is not a bomb selected, Geralt. I have no idea why he went to the crossbow. Just Geralt things, I guess. There we go. A little bit of time now. One left. Oh, it didn't kill him. That's surprising. Okay. Need to recharge my bombs. I think I'm allowed to do that. I'll find out in a second here. Okay. Let's save in case I'm not. Then we'll see. Okay, didn't say fail, so I'm apparently good to go. Now there's something dandelion drops that I'm supposed to pick up here. Is it around here? And I'm pretty sure it's near the water.
Horse was carrying a heavy load.
Is that it there? I think that's it. No? I really do want to find it, so I'm going to be a little anal retentive. I just can't remember exactly where on the route he drops it. I thought it was by the water.
Oh, dill pickle soup for luncheon today.
Am I wrong? Just quickly double check. I thought I found it along the water. But we are resting on my foggy memory. There we go.
Knew I'd follow.
Alright, back we go. Progress made. Something else up here, but I don't remember what it is. I wouldn't mind if a halfling was a witcher, but I don't think that's going to happen. I will say, in a fourth game, I hope they do something with Witcher senses so you don't have to frickin' hold a button all the time. It's quite annoying. I mean, honestly.
Crumpled sheet. The day, my bloom, when you recall this heart you rent through cruel denial, words of doom. Must have broken his heart to part with that little ditty.
Doesn't look like I can pick it up. I was gonna say, I mean, obviously, you'd rather just have it on all the time, but they don't want that. But if they don't want that, don't put you in scenarios where you kind of need to do it. Okay, which direction are we going here? Okay. I know he's in a hut. That I remember.
Hoofprints.
You are not wrong, Geralt. I don't actually know if you can do this on a horse. You probably can. But... Hey, fellas. Can I steal your shit? Yeah, glad I can. Wouldn't let me jump there. Whatever reason.
You go your way, I'll
Did
go
I need
mine.
that stuff? Eh. Probably not. But my OCD wants me to grab it, so I am. Oh, for the love of God. Alright.
That's all I've got to say.
I would say that that is my main complaint. The fricking X button and candles. Or anything that you can light on fire. Flippin' annoying. Where'd the damn... Oh, there we go.
Looks like it might have started limping.
It's a long friggin' way. Getting close. Yeah, there we go.
Their horse collapsed. Can't be far.
Hey, you! What the hell's afoot here?
What is it?
You tell me. One of them hunters barged into our hut, turned us out before we could so much as fart in protest.
There another man with him? Tall, dark-haired?
Aye, jabbering the whole time.
Dandelion. So, Hunter's barricaded himself inside? There another way in?
Truth be told, there is.
Where's this other way in?
Aren't you curious? It's an ordinary tunnel, back way out in case of trouble.
We don't let strangers in there. Show it to them even. And there's...
Shut it.
Want to get rid of this hunter or not?
Honest? We'd see you all gone. But he'll do for a start. Here, the key. Cellar door round the back.
Thanks.
Okay. I have no idea why I'm going in here. Lots of things I don't need. There we go. Now I have died to fall damage here before. So let's save before Geralt accidentally commits Sudoku and murders himself. Clearly not what we want.
And how can I be sure that you won't try anything? I'll go with you. Not like I really have a choice now, do I? And there'll be no trickery along the way. I could wring your neck like a flat end, you realize? Yes, but I also realize you won't. My corpse is worth nothing to you, whereas alive, like I said, 100 gold ingots. 100 gold ingots. No more, no less. Or I'm not Julian Alfred Tankrat Viscount Gillette Ho. I can. Kill more. Everybody kills you. Dandelion. That, my friend, is what we call innocent identity. I can't expect me to reveal my full title to every goited idiot I run across. Now, you've made a wise choice. Very wise. Might not be more than a sergeant today, but tomorrow... Quiet.
No, Geralt. Up, boy, up.
You see, me and Jack, we don't...
You'll be alright, Dandelion. We're looting. There we go.
Die, damn it!
There's nothing not funny about that. I'll just put my sword away here. Oh, you're fine, Dandelion. Ooh, Frost Ruby. There's loot behind you, man. Alright, I guess now we can let you out.
Geralt, must you ruin everything? I had him just where I wanted him. It is good to see you, friend. Been a while since you were last in Novigrad. What's...
Come on, we'll talk outside.
Priscilla! What are you doing here?
You alright? You had me worried sick.
Dandelion, you rascal. Got this lass to thank for his racing after yous. She chivied and chivied.
Shame you arrived too late to see us hoodwink that hunter. I had a plan all set, but then Geralt...
Dandelion, I need to ask you something. It's important, so focus. Where's Ciri?
Ciri? I thought, seeing how you're here, you haven't seen her? Well, I don't know where she is.
I know you tried to help her. Gotta say, I'm having trouble understanding why you went to Whoreson Jr. of all people.
No one else came to mind. Maybe, given more time, I'd have done things differently, but Ciri said the Wild Hunt was on her tail. Whoreson seemed pretty harmless by comparison.
Something went wrong.
So you've heard everything. I hope you're not mad. You can't be. My plan was perfect. Until we put it in motion. How was I supposed to know Manga was after Dudu?
Heard enough about your plan. Need to know what happened to Ciri now. When did you last see her?
We were on Temple Isle, running from Whoreson's men.
Flashback! I recall this being annoying, but we'll see. Had a bit more success with Ciri this time around. She does feel very underpowered compared to Geralt, though. Just because all you can do is use a sword. Nice thing is Ciri is I don't have to worry about looting anything now. I can just murder things. Or not murder things. Flee. Okay. I mean, I'm trying to get on the horse. There we go. Ciri. Dandelion cut me off. And the horse stopped moving. And it doesn't want to gallop. Actually, I had that bug happen to me a couple times. Go, 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 go. Why can't I go through? Why? Oh, at least the damage quotient there is good. Okay. Alright, now we can go through. This actually wasn't too bad. She did more damage than I remembered.
They're ready for the square. After them. Guards! Guards!
Dandelion!
Yeah, no armor is a bad idea. You're gonna fight against edged weapons. Oh, come on, Dandelion. Yeah.
Ciri?
Good intent, though.
Damn it.
Arrest that
Loading, loading, loading. You know the semi-summit?
What an adventure.
Interrupted.
1 minute we were pulling off the heist of the century, the next we were prey. A pack of hunters on our tail.
Yeah, a splendid story, but I think I've had my fill of this boasting. Come, Zoltan. We must convince the halflings they saw nothing at all.
Gave me enough material for a volume of ballads. And this one will sell like hotcakes.
That all you care about? The ballads this'll inspire? Egos swell a bit lately? Getting more and more selfish with age.
What is that about?
It's about Ciri.
Why would I ever worry about her? You have any idea how she fights? The girl can take care of herself, believe me. Anyway, she's got to come back for that little box. The trinket that started it all.
Mean this?
You get it from Whoreson? Whoa, Ciri will be overjoyed. Whoreson, on the other hand's got to be pretty furious.
Well, he wasn't exactly thrilled.
Hey, while you were at it, you didn't think to put in a good word for me, did you? Something like, I never intended to cheat him, and if he harms a hair on my head, he'll have you to deal with.
Ran out of time.
You don't care a lick about your friends.
None of the answers are positive there.
What about Siggy Reuven? How's he doing?
Fine, last I heard.
Oh, that's too bad. Because I have a sneaking suspicion he might be a teeny bit mad at me.
Ciri ever tell you what this is? And Whoreson, why'd she go to him with it?
She went to Whoreson because I took her there.
Could have guessed that was your idea.
What? Her magic bauble was broken. Whoreson had access to the mages who could fix it. Besides, she needed help deciphering a curse. It's incantation.
What was Ciri's interest in this curse? Did she want to cast it or lift it? She tell you?
She wasn't all that willing to talk about it. I didn't want to pry.
The one time when it might have been useful.
But I'm almost positive she meant to lift it.
Off who? What? Or was it about her directly?
No. I don't think so. I mean, she didn't look cursed. But boy, was she in a hurry.
Know any more about the curse? Something specific, a detail, anything?
Well, I know the words.
You're kidding.
No, they were Elven. Ciri was constantly repeating them to herself. Probably not to forget. Went like this. Vafile Elaine, Kiadmil Foli. Gladev Dorn Ep Tanaid, Bundro Isne Iakas.
Doesn't mean a thing to me.
Even less to me.
Damn it, that's just not enough. Ciri say anything else?
Didn't say much at all, to be honest. Geralt, she's no longer that little girl who ran around Kaer Morhen. Sure, she's still impulsive, alive, but she's also stubborn, sulky. Apple didn't fall far from the tree, let me tell you.
Right.
Actually, it's interesting. She is kind of moody in the books, but they really cut that down in the game, which I think was a positive change.
She slipped away again. I was so close.
She came here from Velen. Somebody there helped her, apparently. Maybe she went back.
Doubt it. Talked to the Baron there. He's the one helped Ciri. Said she rode off to Novigrad to look for Yen and me. And Yen's in Skellige, looking into traces she thinks Ciri left behind there.
So, Skellige?
Skellige.
You two have chatted enough. Now it's my turn to talk to Dandelion.
And I'll gladly have a go at him when you've done. Let's get back to the Rosemary in time.
Well, I've certainly had my share of excitement for one day. A juicy roast in a soft bed with fluffy pillows. I think that's the least I owe. We haven't seen each other, talked in ages. Consider dropping by if you're in the area.
I'm sure to be by sometime soon.
I'll hold you to that, Geralt. See you soon. And thanks again for today.
Off they go. It's an interesting pan. I think Zoltan is still there when I reappear. Yep.
Get out, pal.
Oh, wow. Level 9. 19, I should say. No new slot open, but we can continue to max that out.
But why ever would he want that?
Yeah, I guess I can't talk to him.
Get out,
Yeah. Well, that was a lot of XP.
We are grateful. We wanted to demonstrate that. So
Oh, it's the portrait.
we got this wee gift for you.
Portrait of the Hierarch. Nice.
There's nothing really. Got oodles of them. Just, if you wouldn't mind not mentioning where you got it. All right.
All right. Farewell.
Such an odd thing to get. Oops. No, I don't know why it auto gives me the Blood and Wine quest. What are we doing here? Cabaret. So yeah, I should do that. And oops, come on, Geralt. There we go. Need to remember to save as well. The easy thing to forget. Yeah, I think that's just... I'm trying to remember what that leads into. And of course I have Dijkstra to talk to as well. I don't know if I'm going to do both of those things tonight. Well, we'll see.
She cast no spells. On my honor.
An elf sword.
Oops, won't let me do it yet.
Less than a man shit.
Nothing I can do about that, sadly. There we go. Is this where I had bandits out front? I'm trying to remember. It is.
The last individual who tried to come in on my business, it took them a month to find him. Am I being clear, Chive?
What's the fuss about? Can you not treat me as a bit of healthy competition?
Why are you even talking to him, Duke? I've always maintained 2 smashed knees are worth 1,000 words.
Oh, get out! Glad you came.
What's this about?
Nothing. Just wanted you to meet my new pals before they bugger the fuck off. Because we were just parting, right?
We'll have our reckoning yet, Chive. Soon.
What's this? Some flea-ridden mutant got you scared, Duke? Just say the word. I'll take care of him. Take a peek at what he's got inside, then make the midget eat it. Sound good?
Next time, Earl. Let's go.
Right. Don't show your hides round here ever again. Well, that puts me up to the neck in fucking shite without the shovel.
Shady, those guys. Who were they?
Puffed up fish bladders, Duke. Word does he's out to be the new Horse Son Jr., but the bugger's missing a hell of a lot. Specifically coin, influence, men, and class.
And the other?
Earl. A scumjug like few others. Skin of my arse twitches at the sight of him. Back in Mahakam, we'd send sow buggers like that down the coalface with a bundle of powder and a leaky lad.
I like that.
What's this all about? Doing business with them?
Exactly the ploughing opposite. You see, Geralt, old pal...
About to ask me for help, aren't you?
The thing is, I sort of kind of owe a wee sum to a mutual acquaintance. Francis Bedlam, the king of beggars. To pay off the debt, I've made up my mind to get serious about Gwent.
Getting better by the minute.
Not the playing of it, mind you, but the cards themselves. The rarest of them fetch princely sums these days. Sadly, that's not exactly arcane knowledge. Got a buyer in heat for my collection, missing just 3 cards. But Duke's dregs are all over my arse, so... What do you say, Geralt?
Fine. We'll try to hunt down those cards. Which ones you need?
Fringilla, Vigo, Isengrim, and John Natalis. Devilish hard to get hold of. Duke's been trying too, hasn't had any luck.
Wait, you don't even know where to look for these cards?
Nah, it's not as bad as that. I'm betting Zed's got them. He quit fencing recently, only deals in cards now. Unfortunately, the arsewite won't talk to me. Not after I bought a one-of-a-kind Scoia'tael card out from under his nose. Would you mind going to see him?
Zed. Oh, sounds familiar.
Big fish in the card pond. Has a shop along the south wall. And thank you, Geralt. I actually think I stand to pay off this debt now.
No problem. See you later, Zoltan.
Alright.
Is this truly...
What's the hurry?
To be a purveyor of cheap whores and watered-down wine?
Hey! I can't control what I inherit.
But you can control what you do with it.
I know, which is exactly why I'm considering...
Oh,
Black
you're
ones,
always
Iranians.
considering.
Long as they pay.
If it's not one
Don't
thing,
it?
it's another. Let me know when you finally decide.
Just wanted to let the dialogue play out.
What was that about?
She spat in my face. Or might as well have. Called me a whoremonger and a witless hack. Can you imagine? Wit is my forte.
Gotta say, Priscilla's really growing on me.
Save it.
And why don't you save your pouting? Prove to her she's wrong.
Exactly what I plan to do. I've always dreamed of having my own cabaret. A bit of paint and plaster, and this place will do splendidly. Just one hitch. I need coin. So, if you happen to get a break between drowners and ekamajigs, maybe you can help an old friend out.
I definitely have the money.
Where do you get this cabaret idea?
It's been a dream for years. Ever since we went to see one in Oxenford. Remember? The dancer hanging from the chandelier? And once she was completely downside up, she called you over and...
I remember.
How could you forget? And this place will be even better, I promise. That is, of course, if I can scrounge together the funds for some remodeling.
How can I help you?
I dated this girl once, Sophronia. That's a name if you can believe it. Has a merchant for a father, importer of spices from Zerrikania. And Daddy Dear would never refuse his daughter Dear a thing. We can borrow the coin from her.
Name rings a bell. Isn't this the woman you abandoned without saying a word? Stepped out for a bottle of wine, never to return?
Well, I bought that wine for a reason.
Long time ago, that.
Been away a while, sure. Which is why I need to draw on your authority. You've got some, you know, no matter what you might think.
Fine. Tell me what you want. Got a feeling you've a plan all cooked up.
Sophronia could still be holding a grudge after our unfortunate parting. But with a touch of help from you, I know she'll forgive me. And then give me that loan.
What's this help entail?
First of all, we need to borrow a dull sword from Madame Irina, one of her props. You know, the kind they use during performances? Get that, then meet me outside Sophronia's house.
Let's say I agree and go see Madame Irina. What will you be doing in the meantime?
Something I have to finish. But I promise I'll do it before you come back with the sword. Then I'll tell you the rest.
Fine, but...
Geralt, the only butts in this plan will be the ones filling my seats. It'll work, you'll see. Get the sword from Madame Irina and meet me outside Sophronia's at sunset.
All
Old
right.
man Newman left me a gift last time. What? He never given me nothing but floppy.
Is the owl gone? Oh, the owl's still there.
Saying I'm no good at giving. To give,
Don't really need the fancy outfit. Okay. Geralton is climbing. Oh, there's Dudu. I think this is pretty much like the last dialogue we get with Dudu, if he talks at all here.
What's he schemed up this time? How are things, Dudu?
So, I suppose. Might have been days in the past when I'd have said, wonderful. But I can't complain. I'm in one piece. Not bound to a stake atop a pyre.
Dudu, tell me. The halfling Biberveld goes from being a prosperous merchant to being a pauper. How?
Prefer the long version or the short?
Short, please.
The war.
I was under the impression merchants grow fat on wars.
Some do, but I've a serious personality flaw. I'm honest. I could not reap profits from the suffering of others. I paid taxes. I never cooked my books. And then a ship full of my goods sank. I pulled through somehow, but then a second fell prey to Skelligan raiders, rendering me insolvent. When inflation hit and interest rates rose, I, at long last, fell.
Gotta admit, your Menga, it's a brilliant impersonation.
Don't remind me. I'm rather disgusted.
Come on, he wasn't all out terrible.
You
Sure he was.
understand nothing. A Doppler assumes more than a man's external appearance. I've learnt what a scoundrel had knocking about in his head. Once I became him, not an hour passed before I felt the urge to break a sorceress's fingers. After 2, I caught myself lusting to impale someone, and immediately after that, it hit me. The paranoid fear of a Doppler conspiracy.
Ever considered leaving? Forgetting Novigrad altogether?
What for? To pass from the frying pan into the fire? The war's not yet crept here. Famine's not kicked at our door. Not that the future's looking rosy.
But you don't have to be human. Maybe you could try something else.
I've assumed many forms over the years, and in spite of all, life as a human has proven most interesting. After all, you humans rule the world.
Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty much
Take care
it.
of yourself, Dudu.
Oh, those bigots haven't the cunning to strip me of this mask.
Oops, that's not the door.
Old
That's
man
the door.
Newman left me a gift last time.
Oh, Priscilla.
Never given me nothing but floppy diddly. You don't know how
I
to
don't know if there's anything else to say to Dandelion until I do more of his quest.
Got a minute?
For you, my friend, always.
I don't think so. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, I do. Right.
Ran into Molly. She says hello.
Molly? Which Molly?
One you promised to show your butterfly collection to.
Ah, yes. Now I remember.
Butterfly collection? You of all people could stand to be a little more inventive.
Molly didn't need inventive. She needed attentive. Average, run-of-the-mill girl. But give her a smile. Notice her shoes. Let her chat about them a bit. And she'd turn into a wellspring of passion.
Got a portrait of Hierarch Himmelford I'm willing to part with. Want it?
Yes, those halfling painters. This one of theirs? Wonderful. I put this up at the Rosemary in time. It'll make those temple guard inspections so much easier.
That's what the damn painting's for.
Found your ring. Here.
Ah, thanks so much. Thought I'd lost it. Got it from Priscilla, you know.
Nice gift.
She swore it had always brought her luck. Of course, I landed in that dungeon soon after she gave it to me. Oh well.
Depends on your interpretation of luck.
How'd you and Priscilla meet?
Huh. It was at the court of Duke Hereward. the annual balladry contest. We faced off in the final.
Who won?
Well, I don't remember.
I bet. Probably lost and you don't want to admit it.
Actually, she'd caught my eye, so I let her win. I was counting on getting a prize after the contest.
And did you?
That, my friend, is not your concern.
Gotta tell me, how'd you wind up owning this establishment?
You'll never believe this. I inherited it from none other than Alonzo Wiley, Whoreson Sr. himself.
You're right, I don't believe it.
Alonzo ruled the local underworld with an iron fist, but deep down, he was a romantic, pure as they come. This place is one of the reasons his son's not my biggest fan. See, Cyprian Jr., that is, wanted to make this a brothel, but the Rosemary went to me, and I planned to turn it into the most elegant venue in town. A den of art and culture.
There we go.
See you, Dandelion.
I don't think Priscilla's going to say anything.
Perhaps you can talk some sense into him.
Oh, he's going to say Geralt. But I don't know if he's going to have anything new to say.
Zoltan.
Get out.
About those cards.
You got them?
Not yet.
So why are you here? Miss me that much? This is no time for chit-chat, Geralt. We need to get those cards.
I don't think I've ever had that dialogue from him before. That's funny.
And Storm, damn it.
Let's just take a look at our quests here. Dangerous game. So it looks like this is probably what I should do next, given the level. With that said, though, kind of hungry. Streaming for a while, so I think I'm going to stop for now. I might do a late stream. If not, I'll stream tomorrow. Yeah, and we'll go from there. So thanks again for watching, and we will see you fairly soon.